Now, to continue our theme of continuing learning, let me recognize one of the groups who come to enjoy this refuge, our youth. An organization that Shell has long supported is the Environmental Learning for Kids. The founders, Scott and Stacy Gilmore, are here, and they are here to present a special presentation. Stacy and Scott? Okay.
Good morning, or I guess it's almost good afternoon. We would love to have Secretary Salazar join us up on stage, if you would, please. Scott and I actually started out in a summer employment program that Secretary Salazar started called Youth and Natural Resources with the Colorado Department of Natural Resources when he was the executive director there. Scott and I started out underneath that program and followed his great legacy that he has set for us, and through that legacy started a nonprofit of our own 14 years ago called Environmental Learning for Kids. Environmental Learning for Kids teaches kids about science and science careers and leadership so that they can go on and hopefully take all of your wonderful jobs when you are able to retire and carry on this great legacy. And you know, Shell Oil Company, Roger Shakely, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, the Environmental Protection Agency have all been great partners of Environmental Learning for Kids. We live in Montbello. We border the Arsenal. My husband, you know, crawled under the fence as a kid and snuck in here. So it's great to know that it's now clean that way, but you know. He also, through Secretary Salazar's program, was the first permanent employee hired through that Youth and Natural Resources program at the Colorado Division of Wildlife and continues on there today. Just celebrated his 15th anniversary this year, and through the partnership with not only the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, Shell Oil, and ELK, and the Division of Wildlife, we are able to take kids and families who otherwise might not even know that we have this jewel in our backyards, fishing and hiking and you know, wildlife watching over here at the Arsenal. And through this program, we would like to honor Secretary Salazar with a Lifetime Legacy Award from Environmental Learning for Kids, because his legacy carries on through myself, my husband Scott, and all of the youth that you see standing behind us. We are carrying on that legacy, Secretary. Dwayne Matthews, right here, he's working with the National Park Service at the regional office, and Hugo Valdez, another ELK student. They've both been with the program for over 10 years. Hugo is now at Valley Forge working for the National Park Service. So we are continuing on your great legacy humbly. And I know in 1994 at the Governor's Mansion through Youth and Natural Resources, we presented you a great photograph of the different kids in the program. We figured it's 2010. You probably are about due for an upgrade. So we would like to present you with the Lifetime Legacy Award today.
If I may shake all your hands, but just a word. Come here, Scott, Stacy. You know, some of the things we do in life, you wonder ultimately where they will go. But I do remember in 1990, as the director of the Department of Natural Resources, saying we needed to do more for our youth. And so there came the Youth and Natural Resources program. Many years later, I did receive an award from Scott and the other people who were part of that program. We actually put about 5,000 young people through that program during the course of its existence. And then now to see people like Scott and Stacy in the positions that they have, working in the Division of Wildlife, working to connect up young people to the outdoors is really a personal gratification for me that I can tell you makes me very, very proud. It also underscores the importance of all of us continuing to work as a community to make sure that we have an inclusive America, because the connection of people to nature and to the outdoors ought not to be limited. It ought not to depend on who you are or what kind of money you have, where you're from. This planet belongs to all of us. So thank you very much, Scott.
See you there. Yeah, I'll be waiting for you.
Not that I want to like brag a lot. Wait, you know, the Department of the Interior is a huge department, and we cover and have responsibilities for about over 20% of the landmass of the United States and out into the oceans, 1.75 billion acres, very involved in the Arctic and Alaska and all over the country. And everywhere that I go across America, I see projects that we're working on, and we're resolving issues, many of them which have been long-standing, just like the issues that many of you have spoken about here at the Rocky Mountain Arsenal. At Valley Forge, we just in the last 2 weeks brought to conclusion a dispute which had been raging for about 15 years that essentially will protect 78 acres in Valley Forge in perpetuity, instead of it being a commercial development that was going to be right next to Valley Forge. And so I'm very proud of all the people who work with me in the Department of Interior. And I'm proud of the fact that some of them came from our programs.